Welcome to day one of virtual school. I want to take some time to talk about coronavirus. Coronavirus is a pathogen, which if you remember from our immune system, a pathogen is a disease-causing organism. And the way that our body recognizes pathogens is by the shape-specific receptors on the outside membrane. And these shape-specific receptors are called antigens. And they're shaped differently than the receptors on all of our cells inside of our body. And so our body is able to recognize that pathogen and mark it for destruction. So the reason that coronavirus can be so dangerous is that it could have up to a 14-day incubation period, which means you could technically have the virus and be spreading it to other people and show no symptoms. So you could be hanging out with your friends and think, they're not sick, this is fine, we can hang out. But they could potentially have the virus and be spreading it to you and not have any symptoms. I know school is out and many of you might want to be with your friends and hanging out, but this is a virus that is not just affecting the elderly. It can affect anybody. The virus becomes dangerous to us when it enters our body, and the way it can enter our body is if somebody is coughing through their cough droplets, sneezing through the sneeze droplets that leave their body. If we then inhale those, that's how the virus can enter our body. Another way is if somebody who has the virus touches their face, coughs into their hands, and then touches something, and you touch whatever they touched, right? The virus can transfer onto your hands. So now with the virus on your hands, if you're touching your eyes or your ears or your mouth, right, the virus can enter your body. So also making sure that if we have any cuts or abrasions, we're covering them up, especially if we're going outside, so that no pathogens can enter our bloodstream that way. If we do go out, when we come home, the most important thing that you're doing, even more important than hand sanitizer, is washing your hands with hot water and soap. And we're going to talk about the science of why that is so important. So if you remember, there are 4 organic compounds that make up all of living life: carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids. The outside of the virus, the membrane of the virus, is made up out of lipids. When you're using soap, for example, if you're using, dish soap, it literally says on the bottle, 3 times the grease fighting power, right? So what do you think grease is? Grease is lipids, fats. And so soap will dissolve lipids and fats. So when you're coming in and you're washing your hands with soap and hot water, you're literally dissolving the membranes of any viruses that may be on your skin. And essentially you're destroying them. And that's why you have to wash your hands for 20 seconds. Because if you think about, if you got something very greasy, like a pan, you're just cooking maybe burgers or something, and you're trying to get the grease off the pan, you kind of have to scrub it a little bit with the soap to get it off. Right? And so in the same way, we have to kind of scrub our hands to effectively kill the viruses that are living on them. Something else to kind of keep in mind, anytime that I'm going out, when I'm coming home, I'm taking a shower, just to be on the safe side. Any clothes that I wear outside, I'm putting them in the laundry to be washed, because the virus can live on different materials for different lengths of time, and better safe than sorry. So just to kind of finish up, I'd love for you guys to leave some comments on how you're keeping safe during this time, and let me know how you guys are all doing. Lastly, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. So stay safe, be well, social distance, and we'll see you tomorrow.